Hey everyone, it's Emily, the Career Catalyst. Is it time to quit your job? If it is, don't worry, I've got your back. Did you know that according to Jeffrey Pfeffer's book, Dying for a Paycheck, there are over 120,000 deaths annually that are attributable to the job? If you think about that, it's crazy. If you're fantasizing about punching your coworkers in the face, if your boss is an insane over-the-top control freak, if you feel people are so buttoned up at your work that you don't even know that they have necks, then I think it's really time to start thinking about whether or not to quit your job. And honestly, if you are thinking about that already, I think we might know the answer to this. Now, I have some pretty strong opinions about all of this research around jobs, and I'll get to that in a sec, but first I'm going to give you some of the stats. In 2015, the BBC did an analysis of approximately 300 studies and found that your workplace environment is as likely to lead to physician-diagnosed illness and as impactful on your mortality as secondhand smoke. That's crazy, right? And the Mayo Clinic did a study that found that your supervisor is as important to your overall well-being as your family physician. So this is kind of a big deal. And what I really want to help you do is figure out when and how to quit your job. So today we're going to talk about how you assess that. And you'll see down below I have a link to my quitting quiz. I'm not going to have you do that now, but make sure you take a moment at the end of this session to fill it out. So after you've taken the quiz about whether it's time to quit your job, one of the big barriers is going to be, what the hell do you do for income in the meantime? A lot of people tell me that they don't want to step back and take something like a retail job. But honestly, retail and that kind of thing is a really nice kind of pausing, safe place to be. People in my profession call these gap jobs. If you really need to leave your current job, think about a gap job. It doesn't have to be retail if you hate retail. It doesn't have to be food service. You can look at driving for Lyft or Uber. You can look at Fiverr. Get creative and talk to people that you know. What you want is a safe place to land so that you have income coming in the door while you get your head into a good place for figuring out what's next. It's almost impossible to figure out what you really want to do with your next step if you're in a place of deep misery. So look at a place that's neutral and isn't going to take a lot of your mental energy. These gap jobs can really help you get from point A to point B. And we're going to talk more about your quitting process in the next class. But first, you probably have some objections. One of the things people frequently ask me if they're about to quit a more lucrative job is, isn't a gap job going to set me back? Isn't it going to hurt my chances at another job? It's not. And it's not because what we can do is work on your resume and pull it together so that you are capturing the skills you need to capture. It's not as hard as it sounds, and I can help you out with the process. Of course, your second concern is probably, how the heck am I going to make enough money to eat during this process? What you'll want to do before you decide to quit is run through a couple of very basic budgets. The belt tightening is not going to be easy. I've been there and it really hurts. But it's possible. And the reason it's going to be worth doing it is, think back to section 1 when we talked about how miserable you are in your job. Your health is important. You don't want to be one of the 120,000 annual deaths. You also don't want to be a crazy person. So if we can get you to the place in your life when you can stop thinking about punching anyone ever, when you feel okay when you wake up in the morning, Monday rolls around and you don't want to cry or vomit, I think we can work with a budget to get you where you need to go. So tune in for the section on how to quit your job next time.